Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. You know, I've been watching this show for a long time. I've been watching this show since high school. And I'm wondering, over time, from teenagers to adults, your perspective changes. I say that because I'm just wondering, did they always have like these very vapid filler parts in these episodes and I just didn't notice it because I was just new to all this? Okay. I'm going to talk about two scenes that I felt like, uh, we're going to start with Felicia and Mac. Okay. They have been on this show probably before I was born at this point. Okay. They are legends in this show. So there's a lot that bothers me in this scene. The biggest one is that they've been on this show for so long, and yet they're relegated to fillers. Okay? Fillers. Absolute fillers that go damn near nowhere. You know, we all have eyes. Most of us have eyes. Maybe some people are just, listening to it, whatever. But did we really need to be reminded about how good looking Mac is by two vapid characters that just serve the point of reminding us like we just suddenly forgot, like we don't have eyes? I found that scene incredibly cringy, and it, I didn't see a purpose in it. And whenever I see things like that, it irritates me because it didn't really mean anything. It was just there to be there, and it was just stupid. And then you have, those two talking about. Honestly, to tell you the truth, it was so bored. I almost felt like I was going to sleep through half of it, but I think it had something to do with Mac's future and him wanting to retire and him wanting to sit there and go back to the floating rib or doing something else. And I'm like, bro, no, we need you on the force. We need you doing something that's going to keep our attentions, not just, oh, I'm hosting talent night. And I'm like, bro, you've been on this show for years. This is what they got you doing now? I mean, hell, if this was Luke, would they have been having him host these talent nights and things of that nature? And I get it, Luke and Mac, they're on different levels as far as popularity, but he's been on the show for a while. And so has Felicia. Do something with them. Oh, and Felicia talks about how she wants to work with Sam again, and they were talking a little bit about the Esme case or whatever, and I guess that was kind of alluding that Esme may actually be, Felicia's mother. Maybe, I don't know. So the old Ava has come out to play. She's pretty much threatening Esme to sit there and tell the truth, otherwise I'll kill you. But here's the thing about threats. They don't work on sociopaths. Okay? They don't. And she's like, yo, listen, I'm not scared of you. And once again, she brings up as Ava's, well, bad past as far as her relationship with her daughter, Griffin, all that. And brings it all up. And gets Ava upset, and they start fighting. And at some point, before that even happens, the envelope drops. And she wants to sit there and see what the envelope is, so she picks it up, and, Esme wants it back. Now, the thing about that letter is there wasn't really anything that was incriminating. So she could have just been like, all right, yeah, read it, whatever. But she acts so cagey about wanting it back, it intrigued Ava even more. So she didn't get it back. They start fighting. At some point, the staff winds up calling Nicholas. I'm just like, you could have easily just tried to break it up. I mean, you don't have security or anything like that. You waited for him to get on the launch to come all the way back there while you let those two just wreck the house. Okay, sure, that totally makes sense. It's not like there's a lot of valuables there. They got security staff. They could have easily broke it up. Nah, let those two chicks go at it. That's literally what's up happening. They want to fighting. They go back and forth. And at some point, Nicholas does get there. It gets to a point where they're outside. And at this point, we all know what's going to happen. Somebody's going off that goddamn cliff. Okay, we don't know who, but we know somebody's going off that cliff. Could have been one, could have been both. Made me wonder, was Ava actually just gonna, this was her last episode? Nope, it was Esme. Esme went right off that damn cliff. You saw her in the previews. Nicholas was trying to go out there and look for her, but who knows? I was kind of annoyed by that because I'm like, if they just kill her off like that, they'll be doing this show, writing the story for Trina, such a disservice. You finally got an actual credible threat. Okay, and you just decide, just throw off the ledge. Really? Because I felt like there's so much more you could have done with her if they killed her off. I don't think they killed her off. I hope they didn't kill her off because that would be, well, that would just piss me off. Ben and Liz, 25 something years. It's been what, 3 weeks? 25 something years of her being on the show. It's been like what, 3 weeks, give or take. Oh, let's check on what Liz is doing. You got Liz, you got Finn. Finn is worried that she's doing too much too fast. She's back at work, but Liz is like, nah, it's cool, I got this horse. No worries. Start talking more. Finn says that he loves her. I am just like, okay, I didn't really see it, but sure, let's just keep this train wreck going, I guess. I'm still just like, bro, seriously? I mean, they have been dating for how long? Didn't really seem that long. And already, he's already sitting there saying that I love you? Why that just kind of pisses me off? I'm going to be honest. Because sometimes I feel like, and just in general, when they start throwing out the word love and become so trivialized, it's like people don't really understand the true meaning of the word love. And that bothers the living hell out of me. Okay? So watching him just sit there and say, oh, I love you. Oh, bro, you known her for like how long? Like, what? Really? She kicks you away because she wants to sit there and recover, and now she's speeding up her recovery, and out of nowhere, you love her? She doesn't say it back right away, but eventually she does sit there and say that she loves him, because at this point, why not? Of course, she still thinks that she got this horse, and she's walking down the stairs, and she sees Peter. She sees an image of her with Peter checking her, checking his pulse and everything like that. Now, when she first dropped the papers and everything like that, I thought, okay, cool. This is going to be a DID storyline. She's going to sit there, drop the stuff, walk away, start doing something else. No, she just had an image of Peter on the ground and her checking his pulse. Where are they going with the story? Where are they going with the story? I genuinely want to know where they're going with the story. And no, if anyone's sitting there thinking I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, no. I've been watching this show for a while, and when I see certain scenes that don't really sound like they make sense, they add up, they're just there for filler. You underutilize characters. It bothers me. Okay, it bothers the living hell out of me. She came on this show in 1997. I watched the show 2000. Okay, I've seen for the most part, except for that stuff that happened to her earlier, the ups and rises and falls of this character. Okay, I've seen her be with Xander, Nicholas, Lucky, Franco, and probably some other people that I don't remember. But my point is, this is what they're doing with this character, and we still don't know what is going on. So when I sit there and talk about this stuff, these scenes, I'm not being angry because I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed or had a bad day at work. Hell, I even have work today. But things like this, it vexes me because I know that they can do better. They choose to. Michael and Sam's scene was another scene that just seemed like it went nowhere. You know, Michael's on the phone trying to set up credentials for Dax, getting angry that things weren't getting done. He's like, yo, I want this ish done today, like now. And Sam says something along the lines of, oh, you really get things done or something along those lines. And I'm just like, Sam, why are you commenting on his conversation on the phone, a private conversation on the phone? Like, why does it matter? Like, I didn't understand that. I didn't really understand why she felt the need to shoehorn in her own little opinions about, who he was talking to on the phone. Anyway, she finds out that Michael, that him and Willow are having a child. Um, Talk about her workload. He lies about why he was upset about the phone, why he was on the phone being upset about Aurora taking personal responsibility or something. Um, so yeah, it was just a vapid conversation that didn't really go anywhere. I think Sam was probably talking about something along the lines of not rocking the boat because they have between the three of them they have 3 kids or something like that. It went nowhere. It went absolutely nowhere. But I think it was supposed to. Their conversation went nowhere. But what it's supposed to do is highlight Michael's excitement for this new child. Willow continued to lie for BS reasons. Oh, I don't want to put any more pressure on Michael until we know what it is, and I can carry this whole thing by myself, and blah, 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 blah. You can sit there and try to justify all the different idiotic, acidine reasons of why you're still lying to this man, but you're still lying to this man. And it's still stupid, and it's going to continue to be stupid. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert. Well, I shouldn't even say spoiler alert. I shouldn't say spoiler alert because I said this weeks ago. This is what happens when you have a bloated ass cast. I said this weeks ago. Leukemia. Okay? I said that. And I said elevated white blood cell count. Now, she talks about, after she finished justifying her BS reasons for lying, and TJ's like, I gotta go and check on another patient, which she just went to the phone to sit there and check on her lab results. Gets the console to come in, and the console says, yeah, no, you're spot on. And she goes back. Then TJ goes back in there. He's like, I don't know if it's true yet, but, it's a possibility. You know, the C word, which I generally don't like saying. I don't know why I feel so comfortable saying leukemia. Anyway, he says that's a possibility. So, at this point, she's still probably going to find reasons for lying and not saying anything. And, in some ways, go back, Michael. As far as his love life is concerned, because all his relationships so far seem like they just sunk like rocks. Okay, you had Kiki, you had I don't remember the chick's name with the glasses, and then she did the whole pretty ugly thing. Um, Sabrina, that was her name. she wound up cheating on him or something. She wound up stepping out on him or something like that. And of course, he had to strip her. Um, I gotta look her name. I gotta look her up. I gotta look her up for. We'll just sit there and say research, okay? Um, but he just never really seemed like he was really lucky in love, like at all. And now he has Willow and he has Sasha, and it's just been a giant mess. This one giant mess. Anyway, so yeah, like I said that about a couple weeks ago, when it was Willow's turn to be rotated into the story. So you know, you know what? No, 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 it's better. It's better. I was sitting there thinking, I was like, see, this is why people should watch my reviews because they would sit there and already know a couple weeks ahead. But there's something about being surprised, like everyone else who's just watching the show, and you know. So, so the court scene for the most part was fine. There was a little bit of a cringy line that Diane said, as far as being the heroine of your own story. And then, when Trina went back to Taggart and Portia, and, I was like, are you going to be okay? Is everything all right? She was like, I'm going to be the Harry monster. I was like, God, please no. Why did you feel the need to say, I know it's supposed to be some sort of yes moment or whatever? I was like, you could have just left that out. You really could have. They were a little upset with her about, why did she not come forward this sooner? Why are we just finding out about this now? But in all reality, I don't think people really truly understand that the only thing that it really does at the end of the day is create some sort of reasonable doubt. Maybe. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, I still argue with the fact that this can this can so work against Trina. And just the simple fact that she knew that Spencer was not in jail and she didn't say anything. And she has an obligation to sit there and tell law enforcement when she witnesses a crime. You know, the jury can hold that against her also. And again, pre-recording. So now, of course, Diane made the argument that you know Trina didn't do it. She didn't sit there and give him up because she cared about him. She loved him. Um, and she wouldn't do that, even to save her own skin. So to make her look in a more positive light. So I get that, and that's all true. There's always a counterbalance to that though as well, but it's Diane, and she's gonna make the best case, and I guess we'll see. But now that Esme is might be dead, I mean, it doesn't change that much because if she did it and they found proof that she did it, yeah, she died, but they can still exonerate Trina. But I don't know. We've been going over this trial thing for quite a while now, right? I know a lot of people are just sitting there wondering, just wanting to be over with and things of that nature. And I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm really not. It'll be over when it'll be over. Nicholas was going to sit there and tell Spencer the truth, but and whenever you have these soap operas, these shows, when somebody's going to sit there and tell the truth, and then the person doesn't like this person speak, and they find all sorts of reasons for them to not sit there and say the truth. So the point is, he didn't get to sit there and tell the truth. Now, Esme being missing or dead or who knows, I'm just wondering when that truth is actually going to come out. As far as Spencer finding out that his dad pretty much I was gonna sit there and say something crass, but I just had sex with his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe. Oh, before I go, I want to thank everyone for yesterday joining the live. Like I said, I was not planning on being on live for that long because I didn't think that many people was actually gonna show up. And I had a hell of a time. I had a really good time. And like I said, I plan on doing it next Sunday around the same time. But obviously I didn't get my schedule yet, so I'm not too sure. But I will sit there and try to post something, ahead of time to make sure everything is still on schedule. But with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see everyone in the next video.